nuance required on that one, I don't think. Deco now in play here for Fiend, looking to just spill out of the Palace position. That's a... okay. That was kind of neat. We'll talk about that in a second, but hold the phone. They might actually sneak this round away.
Now picking up the pace towards CT. One of the remaining 4 Bulgarians is very low. Make it 2 now. Victor behind the smoke. But Mir has been found and he has been put down with authority. Magix has a good idea as to where one of these T's is. The right distinction that he could be in the smoke. Finishes him off, but now his teammate's gone down alongside with him. This is a really costly round. Not just will Spirit lose this, but they lost multiple rifles, all the Kevlar, all the grenades. This is a horrible start for Spirit.
Yeah, that is to kind of just load up on one area of the map fairly early on and just try to put that quick pressure. Bubble just relentless right now. But he got pushed into no man's land, but still somehow comes out on top with Magic's help. To the grave, rather.
A Magic's bit of an off angle. Last seen posted at the back of the site with an A1S, and now with an AK, he's waiting for that first head to show itself, and he rips it off, snatches the life away from Red Star. In doing so, the round falls into place. An exquisite 4K from
ramp angle, which allows their op to feel confident to just focus on connector, and that's going to mean that Dexter's able to just start teeing off with this op. That's 2 already. Okay.
Dreamer. Good headshot onto Chopper. Opens up some business onto A site. And they're not sure as to whether there's a rotational element coming in. All the way around from CT. Both players that were on the B on middle now having a peek through on connector. One of the 3 is now known. Keep them busy in a bay. Bubble misses a really important shot. And Dreamer feels compelled to peek out as he was mollied off. He knew he had to pick someone off on the cross. But he needs his teammates to hold on for dear life. He needs them to survive. So he can get into the perfect position. Now he's in that position. Now he's in that opportunity to strike, but Magic still checks, still destroys him, and nullifies any hope of Fiend clutching this round. Dreamer, big headshot, maybe can get it done, but the verticality of the double boxes proves to be too tall, and that's pass. And Spirit was caught in Palace, and that's putting Chopper up against the world, so it seems. He's looking like he may get peeked by Red Star, who just instantly Ferrari peeks his head clean off. And although Dexter comes out good for 1, the bomb has been spilled. The T's have swarmed on the B site. Magic's and some
been on a lot of different teams. I think B Pro is probably the most notable team that he would have been on. But again, not a guy who is, you know, super well tenured. He's never played in a big LAN. He's never been at a big event. And so this is, you know, that opportunity for him to take that next step up, you know, in his youth and kind of show he's capable of, and he's been tearing it up in some of this.
Around the back now has to be pushed back towards the A side, as does Chopper. This now puts more pressure on the remainder of the CTs on the side, but Magix and Mir are passing that test with flying colors. Magix finally goes down to the hands of Victor, but they may have done enough. As Chopper, it's a bit of a labored spray from his perspective, but does get his man eventually. 2v3, Victor alongside Bubble have finally got themselves onto the site. They have a little bit of control in a post plant, but Victor is a bullet, a tick, with that Molotov away from death, dropped down to 6. His teammate of Bubble isn't faring too much better as there's shrapnel all around him, replenishing the smoke on towards Market, but then he gets wide swung. Chopper goes in, as does Mia. Spirit hold on. It's at the cost of 3 lives though, and as we just touched on before.
So from 0 to 2. And look at the speed of Fiend coming up mid so rapidly. But Mir maybe catches him off guard, this underpass aggression.
But one of the ops has been dealt with. Already Dexter's down. Bubble took him out of the equation, and Mar in the back onto Mia.
It seems like they knew that, which is being watched by Bubble with an op, so this is well constructed by Fiend. They have all their bases covered.
There's no flashes or smokes either. They only have an incendiary, and Bubble, who picked up the first kill onto Dexter in the round, will not be slowing down. Some die young with an incendiary put down onto ramp, but again, this is where the bomb position on the plant is so tenuous for Some Die Young. He doesn't even have time. If he wanted to try and stick the bomb, he's going to get found out by Bubble on the approach with a P250. Maybe onto Victor through the connector smoke, and then smokes himself off CT so he can go and head for another peek. This is putting more pressure onto the rest of Fiend. Beautiful deep work from Bubble does extend their favor, but Mia so sneaky. like a snake in the grass, just shows up and pounces. Pivots back in for more, but gets fragged from Mar. A beautiful half of... From hero to zero, it would seem. 35 frags against G2 in regulation, only 5 in the first half against Fiend. And they've lost the first player.
He only had the Apple once, I feel like that half though, so never really got to get rolling due to the economics all the way through that half. And now, as you said, they're trying to recover after suffering the opening pick this round, but Bubble is relentless with this US. Wow.
Yeah, just shut down instantly, and he was the bomb carrier. I think that if they're going to be putting the bomb in and fully committing to that, they'd have a secondary part in there to just follow up and avenge. They have got the avenging frags a little bit later on. 2 kills come in quick succession. Molotov is well placed. Bubble has no smoke. He has to cross into the open. He gets aggressive, knowing that his days are numbered, so he may as well...
It's your Mirage.
25 seconds. Time itself is beckoning. The sands of time slowly ebbing away. Mark suppressing the frag with Chopper. Spins around for 2. Good effort from Mar, but they still get onto the site. Maybe they sow the T's. Effectively comes to a 3-on-3 all around the CT boxes. Bubbles on 20 frags already. Make it 21 and 22, and then spins in. Can't quite connect the kill onto Dexter, who sprays in with the AK, and may very well have secured the round, even though he doesn't get all the kills. Time will do the rest for him, but Fiend making that a punishing round. You look at
Around here and keep the comeback mounting.
Dreamer's going to try and peace out with his Deagle. Bubble with a spray. A lot of damage to Magix and a bit to Chopper as well, but ultimately he was all alone because Dreamer was smoked off. Dreamer now tries to line them up. There was a couple of chances for Mar, but he's missed out too many chances with the Deagle. Second time of asking doesn't fare too much better. Red Star with the AWP at least takes Mia, but it's a parting gift. And that's...
Oppie is going to get pushed by some Young any moment now. All going to come down to timing. Looks like Red Star should have the edge in this. Indeed he will. No one else needs
swing. But actually intelligently just backs away. He knows he's got the nuts position, especially if they push B side. He just needs his teammates to get a kill or 2, and they should be done, but they're all crumbling. They're all being dismantled, and Bubble's flank means absolutely nothing. The flank is only as good as the defense on this site, and the defense
put himself in a 1v1 against that flank and potentially fold, and then make it even worse, but instead just commit to the apartments and stealing that B split. And I mean, he got his entry when he needed to. So I do applaud Spirit for that.
One thing they have to make sure is they just put that round to the deep recesses of their minds. Just think, right, doesn't matter, we're still in a great position. Because if you start getting tilted, that's where you can throw rounds, throw leads like this. Bubble is a good way of dealing with any anguish or any anger. He just spins back in for 2. Single-handedly just take
their side. Now Mar has been chipped away.
Spirit are still well and truly in this. Dexter finally with the AWP has picked up 2 frags, but while they have him dead to rights, the timing on that smoke push could not have been sweeter. And Bubble, who's watching into Murder Hole, is basically just leaving Mar all by his lonesome.
Yeah, he smokes Ramp to kind of cover his backside a bit as Mir's trying to come up stairs side. Now Mar has been chipped away at 12 HP, but he's buying time, and Bubble will use that to sideswipe Mir, putting some Young in a 1v2. Gonna try to force the plant, but could get peeked from spawn by Bubble. Bubble holds back though, waiting for his teammate to set the flank in so they could just work this retake out together. Giving the bomb plant up, not a big deal. Just make sure you don't get some Young 2 1v1s.
Yeah, that's the key thing. Respect some Young. I think the Molly's down just to make sure he doesn't get pushed.
Okay.
Plus he can see over the Molly as well. It's just wasting time. It's biding time. That flick across from some Young, but Bubble. He's a man on a mission. This guy is unbelievable right now. He doesn't miss.
Yeah, he's having a game. Near 30 kills at this point. Around that Fiend, really rounds have only really had like one convincing take in recent memory. Here they go.
He's out for Magix, drops down, dead as soon as his feet hit the ground. It's looking like this may be all over. Chopper, 1 on 5, can only get 1, and Fiend pick up the first map. Spirit are in trouble. We're coming to a break. When we come back, we'll be breaking down what just happened on Mirage. Oh, Victor's got pushed instantly. The second he decides to peek up, but still holds his ground, holds his nerve. Chopper's sent can't wait for just Kevlar. That means no grenades on the approach, no kits either. So as long as they stay together and just unite as a 5-man roster, they should be able to close the gap, but it needs to be quick. Victor and Bubble picking up the pace, taking heads, taking frags, potentially taking the round. But Magic's still alive, just about by a slither of health as he tries to peek in.
Really want me to?
Yeah, do it.
Fair enough. Well, we're going to see Spirit here looking to get some short B control against the actually, you know, fully decked out Fiend, of course. They have rifles across the board. Scout for Red Star. Chopper and company, though, with these AKs and Gleos could be a problem, but not a Dreamer has anything to say about it. He absolutely blindsides MIRAGE with a short pipe. And that was, you know, my attempt at it, and it didn't go so well.
I think you're too harsh on yourself, mate.
It's like a 6 out of 10. I'll give myself like a 6 out of 10.
6 is still above average, right? Meanwhile, Dexter,
talking about
1 on 3. That's the bomb. Ooh, that's a big headshot into Red Star. It's actually put him in close enough proximity to maybe pull this one off. Just when you were thinking that maybe Fiend were going to start with real venom.
An op for Dexter. Finally, the man gets the sniper quickly. Looking for some fast short B control. Red Star. Oh! What?
How's Red Star managed to live through that?
No way. No way!
Oh no, Spirit are getting styled on.
Connector. Like, huh? Also, I just screamed like someone that still hasn't, you know, hit that age yet. So that was a good moment for everyone. I hope they
see you. And we were thinking, okay, yeah, sure.
Oh, Jesus. It's getting rinsed through the door. Luckily, it was damage.
Well, you can't say the same for Sunday, yo. Rinse through the smoke. Oh, and he's just had his head removed.
And scene for him.
Boss, me is your guy.
Yeah, it does seem like a fair assessment. So we are seeing Team Spirit still look to try to gather up. They're trying to double there with open arms. And then for only able to find one. Chopper quick to trade with that AK that was carried over. Dreamer now taking up the location that was left behind, able to find Dexter.
Yeah, unfortunate there on the monster play that his magazine just ran dry. That Molotov missed. Don't think it makes too much difference though, because Dreamer still.
Having this up close spot could be huge. Oh,
Magix. I thought he had that kill. The only thing that I would say that Fiend maybe would prefer is if they had an incendiary. But
yeah,
that's, you know, that's nitpicking. And the fact that they took down Magix up close so quickly just really allows them so much more luxury. Now the smoke's starting to come down. Beautiful headshot from Nia. Now they're going to be spraying through the smoke. The bomb timer is getting dangerously low. Dexter's holding the line. Dexter's still alive. They go for the defuse and Dexter locks it down.
Play, try to get the most out of this weapon with something gimmicky. Smoke blocking his vision, but oh boy, some die young not being phased by that. He'll fail. Like, look at Mar. He's ready for this. He's like, hey there.
Hello there.
What's up? And you're gone too.
Team Spirit are just walking into trap after trap after trap. And Fiend, with 50 seconds to play with, now have the advantage. They've picked up the AWP from the fallen Red Star and making it work, trying to rummage together through on Monster and Short simultaneously. Now the grenades will start to find their way towards the site. Dexter, alongside Magic, they're dealing with the threats. Magic sprays in, but gets picked off by Dreamer's Eagle. Incendiary could actually do so much work here, unless they can smoke it. I don't think they have a smoke.
Can't.
I don't think no, they're screwed. They have to push through the Molotov. They have to push through the flames, and the round is going to be over as a result. Team Spirit have thrown this round away. Time itself works against the field. No early casualties, only minimal damage to Mar. 30 seconds. There's still utility on both teams. The bulk of it finds its way into teams, though. They line up. Victor's doing so much damage. Look at all the health bars of Spirit as they deplete below 40. And although he's died, it's an easy cleanup. As Fiend get out the mop and brush and just sweep away Spirit. It's too easy for Fiend. Certain that he will. His angle is rough. 15 seconds to play with. Team Spirit again, taking their sweet time. Flashbang up and over. Red Star gets one. And this is where the rest of the CC is spilling to action. Victor with a spray goes down. And this...
Oh my god, they just keep getting dunked on by nade utilities, bro. I mean, how many rounds had to come down to this? Oh, the boost. That's the second time Sunday Young's caught that boost. He's cheesing. Yeah, they're just so out of position, though, on most of their players. I mean, now they're seeing the utility or hearing it, so they might start making a rotation. Red Star actually doesn't go check, and he gets 2 with the deagle. Oh, no. Oh, my goodness. That is massive.
The last 2 players, 50 or below on the health bar meter. Young getting aggressive. Dexter trying to maneuver in, trying to get the off timing maybe. Not slowing things down, but picking up the pace. Young puts the AK to use. May not expect a second player on the site, but Bubble showed.
And they still maintain some control of long. They are going to win this round, probably.
Very likely that'll be the case. Dreamer, though, as ever, is lurking, but his Glock lets him down. And alongside that, even though it's a post plant, they've already lost 2 players. Also being encircled by Chopper, who's down in the recesses of underground. Making moves back in. Big headshot from Bubble. Tries to get a second, but the flashbang skews his vision. Chopper needs to get a kill here, and he drops down. A 5v3 suddenly into an even landing, but they are tickling the bomb. Now going for the full defuse. Mar knows this is a impossibility, and they get dangling just in front of you. As you know, if you do get success, you reset the CTs, and you are in such a commanding position. Now, Victor will be traded damage-wise. Well, Mia chips in for 2. Beautiful headshots with the A1S. Is still alive, albeit low. Bubble, Galil on point once again. This man is balling out of control. He had some slow moments, but he simply cannot miss with his Galil. He does damage to Young as well before Victor takes the bomb and runs towards the B side of the map, but he's only got 12 HP. Surely this is not a possibility. Post-plant, very probable if he just pushes to the site right now. But as soon as he gets that plant down, it's looking a little bit grim for him. He should be picked off instantly. Don't face him one by one. This is madness. This is lunacy spirit. But they get away with it. Magic's just about holds on, but a post-plant and killing 4 players, they may just run it back.
It's possible. Like you said, that carrot that was dangling is still very much there in a situation like this where you've forced all these rebuys. And they went for, you know, the more expensive weapons on a lot of the point. But still a tough ask of him here.
So unlikely with an MP9 that you spray down the 2 players. It would have to be a case of them getting in each other's way, which they nearly did, to be fair. But now it's an MP9 alongside an AK. Young, though, is putting bullets to faces with the MP9 and actually gets both Bubble and Victor. Now the wide swing in effect as Dreamer picks off Young. No idea as to where Magic's is. And Magic pops up. It's another 4K. Good smokes being tossed in as well, forcing Mia back. He's not had a great game so far. Still down on 7 frags. A play you really expect to shift through gears soon. Chopper doing the damage with the MP9. But Red Star with the Galil answers back. The retort is short-lived. And Almar with the AK gets put down instantly. Finally. It's never going to end well.
Yeah. This flank, though, for Mia is looking tantalizing. Straight being run through the blink.
It's all fall apart. They got the first pick, and then since then, down a little bit. They do seem completely out of their element. It's like Spirit are just a level above them. Now, they are slowly crab walking their way out onto the site. Bubble has taken the head of Dexter. Now, Chopper can line up the Molotov. Toss towards the site now, trying to stall away this as long as possible. And the molly extends to Dreamer. He tried to force the bomb plant down and paid the ultimate price. Even if Victor's able to get one, there's only 8 seconds to play with. He's about to get sideswiped from short, and sometimes see a tactical masterclass.
They need to stop spending money, bro. That's my big beef with this. Like, yeah, they're not fully buying, but they keep doing just enough to where they're not going to have utility going forward as much as they probably should. Like, that's my one real critique of how they approach this half thus far, as they have just been way too aggressive with spending, I feel.
That was such a strange decision from Mia. Like, even if he thinks they're pushing short, surely you have to respect the thought process that they could be in connector. He just walked out and got killed by 3 people sat in connector waiting.
And now Matches has done it too. Couple of deagle kills. AKs and M4s now being collected. Young going for a risky push now to try to see if he can save the day. But it's caught by Victor, and Fiend might win in the most craziest of situations, the one round you'd expect them to fold is the round that they now have a 5-on-2 post plant. Even these weapons means everything, because a couple of their, like, one of their players probably needs a drop. We'll see if their 3 remaining players can try to scramble it back anyhow.
Victor with a beautiful headshot, but he also was dinked in the process. 2 players now low. Dex has missed his shot. Uncharacteristically, he dropped the bomb down. There's the deagle, and he cleans up 2.
What?
Down to 9. Barely scratched him. Did look to me as well that he was probably going to get finished off by it, but suddenly this round gets a little bit more interesting. Magix tries to transfer the spray. Red Star is there to deal with it. Thwarts the aggression before some die young. Puts Red Star down. It's another room for error. Still needs to pick the bomb up. Still needs to go in for this plant, and may very well just get wide swung. No, he will be afforded the luxury of getting the plant down, but he won't live to tell the tale.
Hear it. They very well may have to concede if they lose this round and just let this go to a tie before they can purchase again.
Oh, the all-power first on the entry? That's lunacy. That's madness. What? And then they put the bomb out as well, and Magix is just going to clean them up. 2 kills go his way. Even if they do hold on to this round, that is so... The remaining 4 players for Spirit, though, are exceptionally low. Victor getting aggressive, misses his opportunity, goes back-to-back, they line up, nearly sprays them both down. It leaves Bubble in a 1-on-3 with the orb stuck on long. It's not looking good, and to make matters worse, he's missed his shot, and he's been put down. Spirit have enough time for the defuse.
Just enough utility to smoke off bank and dumpster and try to flash their way in. But it's about Dexter's op. That's the problem.
Need to avenge.
Brilliant.
They have avenged. 1 for 1. Mia, though, using this chaos to try and cultivate some carnage and takes the head of Dreamer. While Bubble tries to wrap around onto him, he gets shut down in the back, and it's looking like overtime is here. It has arrived. Red Star has to try and pull off a 1 versus 4. Won't be happening.
Is this chance, though, for disruption from some Dayan?
Also had a secondary orb.
That was
He
a
has
jump
missed his
scare.
shot, gets punished. Some Young on the cross takes out Victor. That peek through the Molotov of Bubble is so correct. Start taking out Chopper and a Molotov on bank to greet Magix. It's looking good for the Bulgarians. Grenade up and over. Second one coming in as well, but Magix has lost his life. And the battle of overtime seems like it will have the Bulgarians taking the lead again. Dexter putting a few more bullets down range and taking some plays with him. But the time is way too low, and Ma pushes. And the other is Mia. A powerful duo, a tag team you don't want to mess with. But Red Star spots Mia as he peeks up too far. Dexter holds the line before he's straight down. 2-on-2, but a fast flank is coming into play. And down go both.
Often been very solid at holding off any type of aggressive maneuvers from Fiend on this side. And then spotted is Red Star. Great angle from Dexter. He'll collect the second. Oh my goodness.
1 by 1 by 1, Fiend meet their demise to the hands of Dexter. No flashes or smokes to deal with the AWPer. And 33 kills come up for the star player. Now on the flower bed. Getting aggressive into bathroom. Gets thwarted.
No
That
way.
killed kill down as well. And Victor's gone back in. That was way too close. Somehow, Spirit nearly... Overpass, pardon me, has been both teams won 10 on CT. 20 of 30 rounds all the way to the CT side. And Fiend were far better on their CT side than their T side. Ma, with the Orc, sprays down 2. Even while flashback, Bubble misses a bit of a sitter up close, but he's not completely punished as Victor comes in and tries to dig him out of that ditch. 2v2, Red Star pushes through the smoke and actually gets nailed by Dexter, who's still alive and takes down...
An angle that could be tricky unless an position. They pop flash through. They do get that pick on the Dreamer. Bubble now stranded at pillar.
Bubble comes out swinging with the M4. Mia onto Victor. Ma instantly back, and Bubble is holding the line so exquisitely. It's giving Fiend a chance. But it's that man Dexter who's been involved in so many clutches. He doesn't know exactly where Red Star is. Last seen on Heaven. Keep in mind he pushed the smoke last round, but Red Star drills into him with down tons of flashes, smokes, mollies, everything being tossed in. This is where the P90 is going to bridge the gap. This is where it's going to start spitting out some fire, spitting out some bullets. It's all chaos ensuing on the site. But it's Mar with the orb that stands tall come the end of all the confrontation. Into the action. 4 players from Fiend rushing straight towards ramp. Magix is here waiting with the Glock. This is where the Glock can shine, but Mar goes in for the crouch peek and takes off his head. Chopper now at range is waiting for this.
A bit of fun, as things have kind of taken a little bit of a slowdown after that initial exchange. Dreamer, though, getting caught there at the secret doorway. So now it's back to even
pass as well. They just like going for the Kevlar. They want to stand and fight as much as possible. They are getting up close quickly. Bubble gets wiped one by Sunday Young and Mar. That was hopeful. Mia's put them both down. Victor comes in with 2 beautiful taps, but that
upper flash explosion with the side of Molotovs.
We haven't really fully felt for this, but they can't see a single thing, and Bubble's burning away behind the vents. Gets 2 before he falls. Red Star flicks in onto Chopper, and then Mia instantly retorts. The bombers are dropped in out in the open, so someone has to go and pick that one up, and Red Star is just slowly edging his way towards Hut, and Dreamer with a partning.
Less. A little bit of a halfway approach by here with a couple Tech 9s and a couple of AKs, trying to put that early pressure on Rant. Dreamer fades back and deploys the smoke for cover. Will provide some sanctuary, but Bubble has been taken out already, so Spirit getting a little bit of a foothold in this round.
A moment's reprieve. I'll be hoping extends into a round. Mar falls back, knowing that he is joined by Dreamer, but they don't have too much in the form of cavalry. And Mia, who's just been wrapping around, slithering his way onto the site. Makes short work of Dreamer. Will Shadow go unchecked? Mar's just shot way too early.
Dreamer really has the cash to spare to put up a...
Goes unchecked, he can still be a nightmare and a nuisance and can still have some impact. Mar elsewhere, laying down the law onto some Die Young, and Dreamer's making moves around the back. That Molotov will give Mia's position away. And now know that Heaven is occupied. Mia gets sprayed in the back. Dreamer wants to go in for more, but gets down by Magix. That meets his demise, courtesy of Bubble. Although there is a post plant, it's instantly met with Bubble's M4. Fiend will pick up a 3rd. Doors, they've made a good read. 2 of their 3 players over here, but a secondary smoke has now been put in place. May pop flash into a peak. The flash that bang does more harm than good, and they've lost Red Star. More smoke's going down. Will be planting within the smoke. Chopper can't really be found for the time being. They put some speculative shots through the smoke, and they give their position away in the process. And although Mar is laying down some pretty spicy shots with the M4, there's 3 more players to deal with. And let's be honest, the chance is very slim indeed. Magix puts the final nail in the coffin.
Looking to test the waters here in these back halls. Mar trying to play that little bit of a headshot angle on the stairwell here, see if he can collect something. Aggression in lobby is successful, catching some Die Young there, but Magix is able to get that counter on. Now Dreamer, he has a great position. Goes unchecked here, only good for 1 though, Vince. I am shocked at that result.
Yeah, that had to be a minimum of 2. Honestly, the position...
You have to feel like the win is well and truly out of their sails at this point. I mean,
he was hoping to connect the dots and maybe spray Spirit out of this. Spirit already delving down stairs, a different take, a different avenue down there, but it may very well be the same result. And Dexter, speak of the man, 2 kills in quick succession before Red Star will put an end to his kill streak. Victor should get the drop on Mia, shuts him down from behind, 2-on-2, but some Die Young's down to 30.
At least this retake is not one-dimensional. It's coming from multiple angles at once, and Red Star's found his man, but so has Chopper. Chopper seems to have a read on where Victor is coming from. The one backs off and gets the fadeaway jumper.
13 kills to his name, 12 on Chopper and Mia. Chopper had a very rough first map. The barrel of the gun will betray Mia, and he gets finished off by Red Star. Magic's aggression, spotting players behind, where one pushes, two will follow. And they do significantly.
Then they had to kind of wait around for their opponent. Definitely takes that stamina when you're a team on day one. You have to just kind of keep playing for your tournament.
Yeah, need to have a big amount of impact in these next few moments. Dexter witnessing Chopper getting gooshed down to 5 HP. He himself has also come under fire, under duress, down to 24. Mia at least gets one, but they decide to just pull the plug and save what they have. Making sense to me. They got 2 Kevlar, does bolster their buy into the next round, and when you have a massive lead like this, why not?
Exactly. I think you hit it spot on there. Just a rapid attack from
Mag 7. Sunday Young. He's played a lot of different weapons today. 290 obviously earlier on. Mia with a deagle getting one. Don't peek him one by one. Whatever you do at this kind of range with a deagle, he wasn't too far off punishing 2 or 3 more players there.
Over with Chopper to try to cover this ground. All going to come down to timing of the peak, and Chopper caught through the glass by the Galil. Young, though, interesting angle with that Mag 7, evens it right back up. And so this is still a hotly contested round. No one really has control, and Dexter knows that he's threatened from heaven and will get away. This is a very smart maneuver from him. Now they spot Victor jumping down.
That's some really good game sense from Spirit to just make sure they don't get pincered fully. And Magic's now gets the drop onto Victor. And even though those players at the back of control with Silo, no one watches out for him. Sprays labored, but Dexter gets it done finally before Molotov's there to greet them. HG behind that can actually seal the deal. Oh! That's right on him. The touchdown. Brute forced their way downstairs already on B side.
Right, yeah, the bomb making its way in with time so they don't have to force the plant right away. And now Mar on the lurk outside catches Mir and Young, and he's having a brilliant amount of impact in this round. He's individually turned the tides of the entire round, but finally caught by Dexter. Magic's putting some nice shots downrange from control side of the decon. Bomb will get planted. Oh my, that was so close.
I think they have no right to win that fight. Now, the fact that that's Bubble and not Victor, Dexter knows that Victor is somewhere close in the vicinity. If he's not behind the site, he's probably Shadow, and he has a molly for this. Does he toss the molly in? No. He anticipates this being in control room, but survives on 5 HP. Victor was so low from that earlier fight with Magic.
Had the inferior firepower despite the victory. Okay.
Young and Dexter both trading kills. Well, there are no problems.
Just moonwalks out of there, man. Why the hell not? It's one of those games where it's when you feel like you can do no wrong.
Every trade, every decision, every peak goes the way of Spirit. How the tables are turned for Mirage. And Victor, their A game today. And yet they still should be maneuvering their way into safety for at least one more round. Chopper has his head removed. Bit of awkwardness from his perspective. The bomb's now been dropped down. Mia has his eagle eye trained towards the ramp side. Just tapping, playing with his food. Beautiful headshot onto Red Star. And this should be all she wrote. Unless Mark can pull off the miracle. But miracles do not happen. 16-6. And this best of 3 is done. We'll be breaking it down and bringing you an interview after this break.